Have you ever wondered why a region as small as the Caucasus has been a hotspot for empires throughout history? Nestled between the vast expanse of the Black Sea to the west and the Caspian Sea to the east, the Caucasus region serves as a pivotal bridge between the continents of Europe and Asia. This strategic location has made it an invaluable crossroads for trade routes, connecting the north to the south and the east to the west for centuries. Beyond its position, the Caucasus is endowed with rich natural resources, from precious minerals to fertile lands, attracting various powers who dreamt of controlling these treasures. The area's diverse terrain, ranging from towering mountains to lush valleys, has not only been a source of wealth, but also a natural fortress, offering protection and strategic advantage to those holding its reins. In essence, the Caucasus has been more than just a geographic location. It has been a crucial gateway for trade and military campaigns influencing the tides of history. This tiny region holds the keys to the east and the west, making it a prized jewel for any empire. Long before modern nations, ancient empires eyed the Caucasus with great interest. Nestled between the Black and Caspian Seas, the Caucasus region has always been a tapestry of rich resources, diverse cultures, and strategic importance. This allure first drew the attention of the Persian Empire. The Persians, under rulers such as Cyrus the Great, swiftly incorporated this mountainous domain into their vast territories, valuing its position as a buffer zone against northern tribes and as a gateway to the lucrative trade routes of the Silk Road. Following the Persians, the Greeks, led by none other than Alexander the Great, cast their gaze upon the Caucasus. Alexander's campaigns brought Hellenistic culture to this corridor, weaving Greek influences into the local tapestry. The region's importance did not wane after Alexander's demise. It continued to be a pivotal area in the struggles of his successors. Then came the Romans, who under emperors like Pompey the Great continued the legacy of conquest in the Caucasus. For Rome, control over the Caucasus was not just a matter of pride, it was a critical strategic necessity. The mountain passes and valleys served as vital conduits for troops and supplies and as barriers against the incursions of hostile forces from the east. Moreover, the region was a source of precious metals and other resources that were highly prized in ancient Rome. From Persians to Romans, the allure of the Caucasus has always transcended its size. As empires rose and fell, the Caucasus became a battleground for new powers. In the sweep of the 7th century, a profound transformation began as Islam made its entrance into the Caucasus. This period marked the region's integration into the vast and expanding Arab Caliphate. The spread of Islam was not merely a religious shift, but also brought with it new administrative structures, trade links, and intellectual exchanges. The Islamic influence seeped through the mountains and valleys, weaving itself into the fabric of local cultures and languages. However, the relative stability brought by Islamic governance was soon to be challenged. By the 13th century, a new threat emerged from the east, the Mongols. Under the leadership of fearsome commanders like Genghis Khan, the Mongol hordes surged across the Asian steppes and into the Caucasus with unprecedented ferocity. Their arrival was cataclysmic, reshaping the political and social landscape of the region. The Mongol invasion disrupted the established order, diminishing the influence of local rulers and altering trade routes. The sheer scale of their conquests and the administrative changes they enforced left a lasting impact. They introduced a system of military governance and increased the mobility between East and West, yet this came at the cost of great human and cultural losses. As the dust settled, the Caucasus emerged as a region with altered boundaries and new power dynamics. The scars of these invasions were deep, setting the stage for centuries of further conflicts and transformations. The coming of Islam and the Mongol hordes reshaped the Caucasus, weaving a complex tapestry of cultures and conflicts. The 19th century brought the might of the Russian Empire to the rugged mountains of the Caucasus. In the vast tapestry of history, few conflicts stand as emblematic of the struggle between imperial ambition and local resistance as the Caucasian War. Spanning nearly half a century from 1817 to 1864, this prolonged conflict saw the Russian Empire expanding its territorial grip, while the indigenous peoples of the Caucasus fiercely defended their lands and way of life. At the heart of this resistance stood figures like Imam Shamil, a leader whose name became synonymous with Caucasian defiance. Shamil, the third Imam of Dagestan and Chechnya, was not just a political leader, but a spiritual one, inspiring his followers through both his strategic acumen and his profound faith. Under his leadership, the mountainous terrain of the Caucasus became a fortress of resistance, utilizing guerrilla tactics that leveraged the harsh and unforgiving landscape to their advantage. On the other side, the Russian military, led by generals such as Alexei Yermolov and Mikhail Vorontsov, approached the conflict with a mix of traditional warfare and harsh punitive measures. They built forts, laid roads, and attempted to subjugate the local populations with both the sword and diplomacy. The Russians viewed the Caucasus not only as a necessary buffer against the Ottoman and Persian empires, but also as a jewel in the imperial crown, rich with resources and geopolitical significance. The war was marked by brutal encounters, sieges, and a heavy toll on civilian populations. Villages were razed and populations were displaced, embodying the dark side of imperial expansion. The resilience of the Caucasian tribes, however, continued to inspire admiration and scholarly interest, highlighting a fierce attachment to freedom and homeland. The Caucasian War was not just a military conflict, it was a clash of civilizations, ideologies, and wills. With the fall of the Russian Empire, the Soviet hammer sought to forge a new order in the Caucasus. The Bolshevik Revolution of 1917 ushered in a new era, one where the Soviet Union sought to solidify its grip over the strategically vital Caucasus region. This area, rich in diversity and history, was seen as a crucial buffer zone against potential threats and a vital link in the chain of the Union's southern defenses. During the early years of the Soviet regime, the Caucasus was rapidly incorporated into the new Soviet system. This transition, however, was far from smooth. The region, with its complex tapestry of ethnicities and nationalities, posed a significant challenge to the Soviet policy of Korenizatsiya, which aimed to promote local languages and cultures while simultaneously binding them to the communist ideology. As the Cold War dawned, the Caucasus's strategic importance magnified. Nestled on the border between the Soviet sphere and the Middle Eastern geopolitical chessboard, the region was both a shield and a gateway. It housed critical military installations and served as a conduit for influence into regions beyond Europe, playing a pivotal role in the grand strategy of the USSR. However, the seeds of discord were sown deep during these years of control. Nationalistic sentiments simmered as the local populations grappled with the suppression of their cultural and political freedoms. The harsh policies, including forced resettlements and crackdowns on nationalist movements, only fueled the desire for independence. With the disintegration of the Soviet Union in 1991, the Caucasus erupted into a series of conflicts. States like Chechnya, Georgia, and Azerbaijan found themselves embroiled in bloody battles for sovereignty, battles that drew in neighboring powers and international attention. These conflicts, often rooted in the borders drawn and policies enacted during Soviet times, highlighted the ongoing struggle for self-determination and autonomy in the region. Today, the legacy of Soviet control is evident in the ongoing political and military tensions that mark the Caucasus. The struggle for independence continues, with each state navigating its path amidst external pressures and internal divisions. The shadows of the Soviet era linger in the Caucasus, as new and old tensions simmer beneath the surface. Today, the question remains: why does Russia continue to see the Caucasus as vital to its interests? The Caucasus region, a crossroads of continents and cultures, has always been more than just a geographical expression for Russia. It's a strategic chessboard where military, economic, and political interests converge. From the towering peaks of the Caucasus Mountains to the fertile valleys that snake between them, this area is steeped in both opportunity and challenge. Militarily, the Caucasus serves as a critical buffer zone. Russia's presence in the region strengthens its defensive posture against potential threats from the south. It's not just about guarding its own borders, but also about maintaining a sphere of influence in a region that has seen rising interest from other global powers. Economically, the stakes are equally high. The Caucasus is a conduit for energy resources that are a lifeline for not just Russia, but for Europe as well. Oil and gas pipelines crisscross the region, linking the vast energy supplies of the Caspian Sea with markets in the west. Control over these routes is not merely an economic advantage, it's a lever of geopolitical power. Politically, Russia's involvement in the Caucasus helps to stabilize what has historically been a volatile area. By influencing the political dynamics of the region, Russia seeks to prevent the emergence of unfriendly governments that could host foreign military bases or support separatist movements within Russian borders. For Russia, the Caucasus is more than just a region, it's a crucial arena for regional dominance and a gateway for projecting power. From ancient empires to modern superpowers, the Caucasus has seen it all. This narrow corridor of mountainous terrain has not only been a battleground for various empires but also a vital passageway linking east and west. Its strategic significance remains undiminished, with its natural resources and geopolitical position continuing to draw interest from global powers. As the tides of history ebb and flow, the importance of the Caucasus endures, making it a perpetual focal point in the broader geopolitical landscape. As history has shown, whoever controls the Caucasus holds a significant key to power in both East and West,